Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Good to have you on board today. Thanks for watching YouTube TV, listening Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and any of our great affiliates across the country. We will dive into tonight's college basketball card. You're going to hear a guest on the network last night who has been all over a certain bet with one of the best teams in the country, and it has been like a machine. And it cashed again last night. That's coming up in about 15 minutes. Matt Youmans on the program. Mountain West, would UNLV be worth a bet? By the way, we talked about that earlier in the show. Got a message from our buddy Scott. An offshore book last night had UNLV posted at 16-1 to win the Mountain West tournament. They took $32 on it. I ask again, what's the point of even being a sports book? Why even offer this stuff?
Yeah. Yep.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I would love to see them get in the 4-5 game, because then they would
That'd be huge.
likely draw Utah State in the second round in the semis. And if you're a 15-point dog and win by double digits, and you're an 8-point dog and win by 27, I like your chances in round 3 too.
What were you thinking last night? By the way, great job by you by having them. But
I don't think Utah State's a good team. And everyone, that's the other thing. Everyone has them as a lock.
A lock?
You lose by 27 points to a 500 team.
I don't know about that.
Well, by 7 seed, I'll say that.
Yeah. Anyway, if they land in the right spot, I think I'd take some 16-1 on UNLV.
Yeah.
Again, they haven't won it. I mean,
it's not the be-all, end-all, but it is nice that you have it on your home floor.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. It's there every year, but they can't win it.
Yeah.
But this year also, the Mountain West is down, man, big time.
That should, yes. Talent wins out, and they haven't had it. But now with the league being down, you can make a case that they definitely can do this, and they've already punked the top team twice.
Okay, do you have a best bet tonight in the NBA? We can talk about these games. I'll expand on the numbers.
Yes. Chet Holmgren points under.
Okay.
I've been pointing that out, again, that the guy doesn't score, at least can't get to those big numbers, and 15.5 tonight, and he hasn't scored 20. He's only scored 21 since mid-January. You kind of like aloof out there, and remember, we were playing his threes under, too, last year during the playoff run. So, great game. Maybe the marquee game of the night. I'm excited for it. I don't have an opinion on the side or total, though, just because concerned with OKC could flex their muscle and run out the Knicks, and they've owned the Knicks going back.
Yeah, they have.
And the games have been high scoring. So Chet points under and the Tankapalooza parlay. Portland money line, Sixer money line, Clipper money line. About $1.30 in that range. But that depends when you bet it. The Portland line has moved. So That's from 6 up to 10.5. But 6-0 last night, that hit plus 130. So at $1.25, $1.35 range, whatever, with that tonight, as these teams are so bad, trying to lose and going against teams. And Portland could use a win, too. Not that the teams behind them can catch them, but they haven't been playing good ball, and guys have been in and out of the lineup, too.
I'm going to say this about SGA. He's probably going to win the MVP. That is if he plays enough games. That straw poll doesn't lie. That's going to be tough to overcome or for it to get flipped. He had, 79 first-place votes last week?
Plus, Cade struggled, too. So Cade's drifted out to 11-1 now.
For sure. Does it hurt?
I don't give up on him, though. If they have the best record in the league when it's all said and done, Cade's got a great case.
Yeah. I would also say if Boston somehow gets the 1 seed, Jaylen Brown doesn't have a case?
I guess not. I don't think so, though. He's a good player, but also I think the market you should focus on is the job that Missoula's done, which I know I just singing the praises of Detroit and what Bickerstaff's done, but these guys are impervious to bad spots, letdowns, whatever.
Sure.
And what they did, what was it, 5th game in 7 days, back-to-back in Milwaukee, no Cada, no Brown, no Pritchard, and they run out the Bucks, and then they had 69 points in the fourth quarter. This is an incredible coaching job. And how the Celtics, they're going to win the division. And if they get the 1 seed, that's a great case, and what a job by Missoula. It doesn't matter who's in the lineup. The Celtics always play well.
Huge game tonight. This is the game that I'm most excited about. It's Charlotte and Boston, specifically because I have several future bets on the Charlotte Hornets. Coach Lee for the Hornets was under Missoula and on the Boston bench. We got a great tweet on this the other day. Why is he 50-1 to win Coach of the Year? They started 4-14 on the season. They have been as I said on Pod of the Futures 2 days ago, out now wherever you get your podcasts, the Hornets have been arguably the most irrelevant franchise in all 4 North American sports for a decade. You can throw some hockey teams in there.
Yep.
They're right there with them. Nobody cared. Nobody ever thought. Nobody gave a damn about Charlotte, ever.
You only knew because when Michael Jordan was the owner.
That was it.
Yeah.
They were never good. 1 year in with Con Canepa now, rookie, and this guy taking over as the head coach as well.
But the starting five's incredible.
It's amazing.
I'm here for the story. 14-2 ATS run. 5 straight wins by 15-plus points. Haven't made the playoffs in 10 years. And we ran down the numbers the last couple of days about the starting five, and 19-2 now when they play, and the point differential and the offensive rating. So it's a great test tonight. You know, don't freak out if you lose.
It's a back-to-back, which sucks. But
what helps that you had an easy time of it against Dallas, though. And again, they're body bagging these bad teams, what they're supposed to do. So now after the 5-game winning streak, they're at 500. Now you can talk playoffs. You can talk, let's come out of the play-in, but who knows? They could catch the Sixers. They're only 3 back in the loss column, but it's a good litmus test to find out where they're at and how they measure up here against one of the best teams in the league and a great outfit with the Celtics.
Yep. So the Celtics, they're at home tonight, obviously. On the road this year, this is now becoming well documented. They are one of the best road teams in the history of the sport. This team and Oklahoma City this year and last year for both of them. It's crazy how good they've been on the road, both of them. But Charlotte's actually been better on the road if you break it down from January 1st. Best team in the NBA last 2+ months in general and on the road. Their net rating overall is plus 11.2. In 16 road games since January 1st, they're 13-3, most wins on the road. Offensive rating is 126.7. That's 5 points higher than the second best team. Overall net rating on the road is plus 15.5. Boston, historically good, full season. In that same 2-month time frame, they're at plus 11.8. Boston also very good at home, 10-4 since January 1st, second best overall net rating on offense, and third best overall when it comes together. LaMelo Ball, here's the guy. I don't like betting his player props because it feels like I get him wrong every single time. If I go under, he goes off. If I go over, he doesn't have a good shooting night. But in his career against the Celtics, 10 games, he has averaged 27.6 points, 7.5 assists, 6.5 rebounds per game. Also, we mentioned back-to-back. Overall, they're, I think, the best team in the league anywhere back-to-back this year, but specifically on the road, 5-1 straight up and ATS this season. I want to take the 7, but I can't get there. I'm going to have to sit back and enjoy it. Hopefully they can get a win because I have too many bets already involved with the Hornets with futures. So
I don't know what to do in this Hawks game. I wanted Kuminga over points, but he's questionable now.
Yeah.
He's 13.5. You go to the vsin.com prop analyzer. A lot of this was with Golden State, but 6-1 underrun points, 6-1 underrun PRA, and 6-1 underrun in threes. They're at 500 now, and with Porter out, also coming off that humiliating loss, actually 2, when you can't lose to the Bulls and blow a double-digit lead. See how the Bucks respond, but the thing that gets me here is I love the acquisition of Kuminga, Hawks playing better, and the fact that they lost the first meeting by 2, and they started 0 of 21 from 3. So I don't think Milwaukee should be favored.
Well, neither do I. And by the way, if Kuminga goes, and he is still listed as questionable as of 8 minutes ago, the latest NBA official injury report. This game's tipping off at 9:30 Eastern, so still plenty of time on this one. If he goes tonight with no Kevin Porter from Milwaukee, and that guy's been on a tear, you know that. You've been betting him here over recent weeks. Atlanta has to go off as a favorite, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what I would think anyway.
Yep. I wouldn't mind Rollins props, though, for Milwaukee. In this one. And then Mathurin, we're both on Mathurin over points, 19.5. Mathurin against his former team. Total revenge game here. Mathurin's been good. So Clippers, I think, team total as well. They can name their score against the Pacers tonight. And maybe take a look, because DraftKings has this about not only playoffs, but what your seed could be. The Clippers have an easy schedule. And between this runner's knee, and you don't know when Curry's coming back, I think the Clippers are going to catch Golden State.
I think you're right. And I think there's a chance it's unfortunate for this possible bet, for the Warriors to miss the playoffs. The teams behind them are pretty much garbage, but they are in, bottom of the barrel form right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is not pretty for this team. Without Curry, without Porzingis, no Butler, they kind of suck.
Yep.
And now I know that Steve Kerr is getting plenty of heat. Like, hey, man, I thought you were a great coach. And then other people are saying he's basically riding the coattails about Steph Curry and has been now pretty much his entire coaching career with Golden State. But
that's ridiculous.
I would agree with that.
Come on. Mark Jackson didn't know what to do with those guys.
No, it was total upgrade immediately.
Comes in right away and they win the title.
Yep.
That's not fair.
Matherin's still sitting at 19.5. I bet him even money last night. It's now minus 110 at FanDuel is the best number the way it looks.
Clippers $1.15 to make the playoffs. Warriors down to $1.05.
I don't want Golden State in. If Curry's going to be
no way
compromised, no thank you.
Yep. Download the free Upside app. Promo code Network. Start earning real cash back on gas, groceries, and dining. Just join and open the Upside app and get the cash back offer at a location near you. Shop as usual and earn real cash back. It's that easy. 5 million users already earning. You cash out directly to your bank account, PayPal, or gift cards. Download the free Upside app now. Code Network. Get 25 cents back per gallon on your first tank. Offers vary by user and location. Stuff you buy already, use it. Head to the location, make your purchase, and save your earnings your way. Big savings is that easy. Groceries, gas, and dining. Code Network. Upside app. Upside. Get it now.
You're going to hear a terrific second half betting angle coming up next. And there are some incredible runs in these conference tournaments, including one that is 16-0 straight up in ATS over the last decade plus.
Now serving the entire cafe right from your countertop with a Ninja Luxe Cafe. Espresso, drip coffee, cold brew. If you can crave it, you can brew it. No barista badge required. Barista Assist technology handles the hard parts. Grinding, weighing, brewing, so you can take the credit. Top it all off with velvety, dairy, or plant-based microfoam. Hot or cold, all hands-free, naturally. You bring the craving. You bring the company. We'll bring the cafe. And maybe the bragging rights. Now serving the Ninja Luxe Cafe. Shop now.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All tickets cash the same. This is a good example of that. Last night you saw one of the best four teams in college basketball in action yet again. Florida, they were laying a huge number against Miss State. They led by 12 at halftime. The second half number, because they were 22-point favorites, was 9.5 or 10. They eventually won the second half 61-39, and the final score was 108-74.
Amazing.
They have been taking teams out in a body bag in general and in the second half. Tip of the cap here to David Behrman. You're going to hear from him coming up. Better, formerly of ESPN, and he was on primetime with Youmans and Murray last night. Recent games for Florida in the second half, they won by 22, 15, 16, 8-4. They pushed with Kentucky. They won by 4, 8, 13, and 19. They're covering a lot, if not most, of these numbers, and they're absolutely either putting close games completely out of reach, or they're turning like double-digit leads into games that are just absolutely over with like 10 minutes to go in the game. And he keeps the starters in, by the way, and the foot on the gas. Same thing happened with Arkansas. They beat them by 34. They scored, 111 in that game? And they absolutely crushed them in the second half, and the starters were in late in that game. They beat Alabama by 23. The margin of victory last 10 games, 34, 34, 19, 20, 19, 23, 47. Absolutely smoking the competition. I think they have a great chance if they win out to get the 1 seed. But last night, the fellas on primetime asked David Behrman about this team in the second half.
Believe it or not, Tim, they were down 10 points midway through the first half, and they won by 34 tonight. So you can do the math there. And I've been playing them second half all year long, and they're just a cash cow in the second half. Todd Golden, best halftime adjustment coach in the land. They just come out and dominate teams in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Even when they're up 12 at halftime, you're like, yeah, maybe I won't take this one. And then they go ahead and they win the second half by 22. They're beating everybody, and they're beating them by a lot. They beat Arkansas by 34. They beat Alabama by 19, and they're just rolling. Now it's time for the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament.
Anyway, so that's been great. Going back, as his son pointed out to me, it goes all the way back to last year's tournament.
Great find.
Yep.
Absolutely. Another angle with these games, double revenge. We talked about it earlier. One ticket cashed already today with Florida Gulf Coast. They covered, won and covered against North Alabama. This is the double revenge. Do you want the team with double revenge, or do you want the team, hey, I already won twice? What's going to change? It did 2-1 so far. The loser yesterday, Lafayette against Holy Cross. They were up 6 at the half. I don't know what happened in the second half. But they swept Holy Cross and buried them in one of the games. But couldn't get it done yesterday. So teams that fit the angle tonight, you want to take Detroit Mercy?
That number keeps coming down, by the way.
I don't get it. Yep. And a big move on the total, too, in that game.
That number can be found right now at Pick'em.
Wow.
Why is there money on Milwaukee in this game? Milwaukee just played Detroit February 20th. They were favored by 1.5. They lost by 5. They played back on check that February 4th. Milwaukee was favored by 6.5. They lost 76-63. This is a team that they were just catching 5.5 against Oakland. They lost by 11. They actually won and covered against Green Bay. That's a nice one. The IU-Indy game doesn't mean much to me. They covered against Northern Kentucky, but they lost that game. They were laying 10 against Cleveland State. They lost that game outright. I don't understand the movement here on Milwaukee in this game to drive it all the way down from Detroit laying 2 or a pick'em at some of these spots. And again, I will remind you, you need to reach Steve Mackin every single day. And today it's dynamite. The note on the Horizon League specifically, home favorites at 5 points or fewer are 16-0 straight up in ATS in this tournament since 2014. It had 2-0 last year, Cleveland State and Youngstown State. There are 3 teams that qualify as we speak, Oakland, Detroit, and Robert Morris. Now, again, trends don't pay their rent, but that has been quite the moneymaker here going back the last 10-plus years now in the Horizon.
I was surprised by the Summit League. Everyone talks about the Missouri Valley, which starts tomorrow, and rightfully so. In the last, I believe, 10 games of the tournament, all stayed under last year. 13-3 under run last 16, last 2 years at the Summit. So double revenge. You got Detroit Mercy you can play. You got Long Island you can play. Oral Roberts, Central Connecticut State, Oakland, and Bob Morris. Bob Morris seems low, too. They got a good team. And Adam Burke is right up today. He bet Robert Morris, taking on Youngstown.
Well, explain to me how Kansas City beats Oral Roberts tonight. They just played. Oral Roberts beat them by 24. Kansas City has 4 wins on the year, and they're 5-22 against the spread. That's the worst mark out of any single Division I team. They are absolutely rotten as a basketball team.
Yep. That also just happened in the Eastern Illinois SIU Edwardsville game. They play again tonight. They just played. Edwardsville crushed them. They're only laying 3.5. I like, and Adam Burke put me on this, Fordham. They've won 4 of their last 5. They're $1.50 on the money line. You can lay 2.5, 3.5. You can find a 2.5 or 3 against atrocious. I'm blanking on their opponent now. Damn. But Fordham should win and cover tonight. And they've
LaSalle.
Thank you. LaSalle's terrible. And the bottom of the league, and I think Fordham, who's won 4 of 5, will get it done. Terrific write-up from Adam Burke at vsin.com. That's good.
More stuff from vsin here. Northern Iowa in the Missouri Valley. Strong value, plus 425, maybe a little bit higher in the tournament. They ranked 24th nationally in adjusted defensive efficiency and 3rd in three-point defense. The Panthers play a slow pace with balanced scoring despite having to play an opening round game.
I'm glad Doug Kazarian brought up the USC game. How do they come out tonight after, number one, they're going to probably have to win the Big Ten tournament or at least get to the championship game. They are now not even last 4 out. They're way out. And now their leading scorer kicked off the team. So do they come out with some aggression? Or is it, okay, well, we know bye-bye at large, we're going to have to win the conference tournament. Washington, 5.5. Doug gave that out earlier.
Yeah, here at Circa down to 5. So you money on USC here at Circa?
Don't know. They could come out with a great performance and win or get blasted. And Youmans are going to talk about this coming up. New Mexico shouldn't be laying 9 against Colorado State. Colorado State playing good ball. Joe Lunardi has New Mexico, last team in the tournament. They got the big win Saturday against San Diego State. They've lost 4 or 5 now after losing last night at Boise. So the Aztecs now are going to have to win the conference tournament. And I just think this is too much for New Mexico. And this has been a major disappointment, this league. And Matt is going to talk about it more coming up, that they only get one bid.
Yeah.
You've been on that yesterday, too. If Utah State wins the conference tournament, that's probably the only bid they're going to get. Very disappointing because they usually get 3 or 4 in.
Yeah, I talked about that with UNLV earlier, how an offshore book opened them up at 16-1 last night to win the Mountain West. I'm going to say that with their recent hot stretch here playing, and including last night's, what, they win by 27?
Yeah.
As an 8-point dog against Utah State, the 1 seed in that conference, and a team that was deemed a lock to make it. Okay. Locally here, I wonder if books are going to open it up anything above like 10-1, thinking that the fan base could actually turn out, getting some better crowds. There was a pretty nice crowd against Nevada over the weekend, and that they're going to just bet them because it's like UNLV. Okay, they're playing good basketball now. That kid went for 40 the other night. They're fun to watch. Pastner's kind of got it going as we speak. Can it continue? And I would take 16-1 right now if it was posted here locally. But I also, I want them to go in the 4-5 too.
Yeah, as I understand it, if they lose Friday night at San Diego State, then they'll be on the 7 line. Then you're probably playing New Mexico in the 2-7. And New Mexico travels well.
Yeah. Well, there'll
be more New Mexico fans than UNLV fans
probably
in that game.
Doesn't it sound silly that you would rather have Utah State in the second round than New Mexico? But I would. Sometimes it can just be a matchup problem.
There's something off with that team.
Oh, it has to be, Paul.
It's one thing to lose. You're getting blown out in these games. And you were down big at home against San Diego State before you rallied to win.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went there last Saturday and got buried. So definitely a go against moving forward.
Yeah, we only have a couple of handful of ranked teams in action tonight. Texas plays at Arkansas, probably going to get a bunch of points there. Arkansas plays that breaknet style, and also they're great at home. They're lane 7 against the Longhorns, and the same thing I think applies for Miami and SMU. By the way, that is a
bubblicious game.
That's an unranked home team favored against a ranked team, and that totals 160. I think both teams could be in the 80s in that game.
And the number's already up at DraftKings. Friday night, ESPN2, 6 o'clock Pacific. Miami of Ohio, 5.5 at Ohio.
That could turn into a Miami home game. Ohio's on spring break. Remember, I had my Miami guy, tell me that they were planning this last week, actually. If they were undefeated, they were going to take it over and travel there and try to, regular season.
Oh, here it is.
And I said in prediction markets, can we get a bet on will Miami fans storm the court in Ohio?
They're barely getting by, though. Another 2-point win. It's tough, man.
Last night was shaky, man.
I know. They were an 8.5-point favorite.
Matt Youmans on the program next. We'll get his best bets for tonight, and we'll ask him, is it possible the Mountain West is only a 1-bid league? Next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Get some best bets here in college basketball. Maybe some golf if we have enough time. Matt Youmans joins the program now, VSiN host. He's on the Progressive guest line. We were talking about what UNLV did to Utah State last night. Again, this year. Big dogs again. They beat them outright. They're now 2-0 against them. Matt, a couple of things here in the Mountain West Conference. What number would you need to bet UNLV to win that conference tournament? And is it possible we're talking about a 1-bid league this year?
Yeah, I've been a proponent of the Mountain West Conference for a long time. And there's been some really good basketball teams come out of this conference, but that's not really the case this year. And I believe after watching this Utah State debacle last night, that this has got to be a 1-bid. It's got to be a 1-bid league. And, if you look at Utah State's resume, and I've heard several people in the last week say that team is a lock to get in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, call up Utah State's resume right now and tell me what the best win is for Utah State outside the conference. It's a joke. I don't see any way that team should be a lock to be in the tournament. And I say like I said, I'm a proponent of the Mountain West, but I say it's a 1-bid league. When you have your first place team getting swept by UNLV and losing by 27 at the Thomas Mack last night, look, this Rebels team's got athletic ability. They've got some talent, but they've been a clown show the majority of the season. And they win by 27 and sweep Utah State. You can't tell me Utah State's a lock to be in the tournament.
I am.
Whoever wins the tournament gets in. I say it's a one-bid league, and I will stick to that. So I thought it was embarrassing for Utah State what happened last night. Aggies just got overwhelmed by the Rebels athletes and really had no answer for anything. I was stunned. I don't know about you guys watching that game. I know Paul liked the Rebels. Paul, you took the points. I don't know if you played the money line last night. There's no way in hell I thought UNLV was going to run those guys off the court by 27.
Their best wins, VCU. They're 24-6. They've struggled on the road, and Torvik has them in the mid-20s, and ESPN Lenardi has them a 7 seed, safely in the tournament. I'm watching. I don't know what I'm watching something different with this program.
Yeah.
I mean, if you say VCU, I believe is on the bubble.
Right.
So there's not one win on Utah State's resume against a team that's definitely in the tournament field. Right. Not one win.
Right. And the guy who does Bubble Watch has them a lock. So
yeah, how is that?
I don't know. It's surprising to me as well. So we're down on this league, no doubt. I think this is too many points for New Mexico. How about Colorado State tonight?
Yeah, I took the Rams +9 overnight, and I think this number's dropped a little bit today. I was just out at the Red Rock Sportsbook, and I saw 8 on the game. But you really got to throw out the first meeting between these teams because the Rams lost in Fort Collins by 10, but that was 2 months ago. Ali Farakmanic, you remember him? He was at sharpshooter at Northern Iowa, was on the cover of Sports Illustrated when he shot down Kansas in the tournament. Farakmanic has got this Colorado State team playing really well. They've won 7 straight. Rams won at UNLV recently, beat San Diego State by 9. And if you look at this team, I would say that the strength is three-point shooting, 39% from 3, and the fact that they're playing good team basketball. I've been impressed by the way Colorado State's played recently. I took 9 here against Lobos team that really has not been lights out at home like usual. Lobos dropped a couple home games. They were lucky to get by San Diego State on Saturday, and I bet New Mexico in that game, so I know how lucky they were to win it. But I thought 9 was a little bit too many tonight for a team that's won 7 straight and is playing really well.
Matt, let's go to the horizon. Wisconsin-Milwaukee is playing at Detroit in this round here, their home games for the teams that have the better seed. Can you explain the money here on Wisconsin-Milwaukee? Swept by Detroit this year. This was sitting at 2 earlier today. Westgate's at pick 'em right now.
Yeah, I don't get this at all. I don't know what's going on with this number, but it does concern me a little bit. I talked to Ron Boyles, who's a really sharp college hoop bettor, and Boyles has been on a heater for 2 months, and he likes Detroit to win this conference tournament.
Wow.
Now, obviously, he's taking a good number on Detroit, somewhere around 10-1 to win the conference tournament, but still, you're not going to win the tournament if you don't win one game against a Milwaukee team that's not very good. By the way, Milwaukee Panthers are 12-19 going into this game. And Detroit was 2.5-point favorite overnight. I laid a money line price of 135 on this, and that's a bad number because, like you said, you could get Pick'em out there right now. But Detroit finished regular season with a 95-89 win at Oakland. That's a really good win. Like I said, beat Milwaukee twice. You mentioned it. And won by 13 on the road, by 5 at home. Orlando Lovejoy, senior guard, has averaged 27 points over the last 3 games. Now, it's interesting for a guy who scores this many points. He doesn't shoot the 3. He shoots 16% from 3, but at 88% the free throw line. And as a team, Detroit shoots 77% from 3. Wright State's the top team in the conference, but Detroit tied for 3rd with Green Bay and Oakland. This Detroit team should handle this game. I don't understand the line move. Maybe somebody out there knows something that we don't. But I played Detroit over Milwaukee.
All right, you're a Big Ten guy. You went to Purdue. You have a great read and a great pulse for that team and also the entire conference. They have been in the conversation for, maybe I'm wrong on this, you can correct me, one of the most disappointing teams in college basketball this year, maybe. They're laying a huge number tonight on the road against Northwestern overall. You want the dog?
Yeah, it's not like Purdue has any bad losses. You know, the teams they've lost to are respectable, but they've lost too many games, and they've lost too many home games. To lose 4 home games is ridiculous. When Purdue has a mediocre team, don't even lose 4 home games. So a preseason number 1 team should not be happening. And I even Sunday at Ohio State, I couldn't believe Purdue was a 6.5 or 7-point favorite. I made that number like 2.5. So this team's been overrated, overpriced in the market. At some point, you know, everybody expects they're going to flip the switch and say, okay, enough. We're done clowning around. We're going to show up. We're going to take this seriously. Maybe that happens tonight in Evanston, but I don't know why, because this team's goal was to win the Big Ten. That's shot to hell. So now the goals are to win the Big Ten tournament or to get to the Final Four. But you can't just flip a switch and get there. And I'm not sure a game in Evanston on Wednesday night is going to mean that much to this team. They got senior night against Wisconsin coming up on Saturday. DraftKings had the best number out there. I've been betting against Purdue pretty consistently. Aside from the Indiana game, I knew that Purdue was going to blow out Indiana on that Friday night about a week ago. But otherwise, this team's been overpriced. I think 11.5 is too much tonight. 10.5, 11.5. Take it with the Purple Cats. I think the underdog's going to hang in there against a Purdue team that's just not really showing it's not defending. Purdue's not defending very well. And the seniors like Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, Trey Kaufman-Wren, these guys are not playing with a great sense of urgency right now. Maybe that changes when you get to more important games in the postseason, but I don't think that changes tonight.
Great
so Purdue's going to have to prove it to me, and I took the points.
Oh, sorry about that. Great start in the college contest. Tell people about the contest and how Paul Stone got off to a 5-0 start.
Yeah, how about that? Stone Cold Locks. Paul Stone was the winner of the contest a year ago, 30-19-1 against the spread. Even more impressive, though, he was 8-1-1 on his best bets last year. And if you follow the football contest, you know how hard it is to, single out a best bet and win it pretty much every week. And Paul Stone's done that. Now 9-1-1 on his best bets the last 2 seasons in this contest. Great job by Tim Murray, 4-0-1. Doug Kazarian, 4-1. I think 9 of our handicappers were at 3-2 or better, and that was a positive start. So we're going to have one more regular season week this Saturday, 5 plays per handicapper. Then obviously we have to take the conference tournaments off, and we'll come back for the NCAA tournament. Now, first Thursday and Friday, the first round, we're going to have 15 plays per handicapper, so that's going to be a monster. So it's going to be the best part of the contest.
Wow. Are you going to be betting Shane Lowry anytime soon?
So I'm, I was sick Sunday about Shane Lowry for a little while. Then I went to KFC and shook it off. But, seriously, that's where I went. I had to go somewhere. I said, I can't stay home. This is ridiculous. So I went out to KFC and felt better. But this is twice it's happened in a month. I had Hideki Matsuyama on Super Bowl Sunday, and he blows the lead on the last hole and loses in a playoff. And then Shane Lowry again. So I'm not real happy about the world of golf betting right now. Now, I will say I did hedge on the Lowry, and I had a Lowry top 10 plus 230, but that doesn't make you feel any better, really, when you had an outright at 20-1. Just a quick look at Arnold Palmer this week, and I can't come back with Lowry here. Just can't do it. That was an epic choke job, up 3 with 3 holes to go, hitting into the water twice. Maybe he regroups and plays well this week, but, man, that's going to be tough to do. And you look at guys like Rory McIlroy, who I think is going to play really well this week. Rory, Justin Rose are guys I think are worth a shot here. And last night we did the show. We had 4 guests on who talked golf, and all 4 mentioned Matt Fitzpatrick. And Jeff Sherman was one of those guests. I know Sherman mentioned Fitzpatrick with you guys earlier today. So I was just out at the Red Rock Sportsbook, and I found 25-1 on Fitzpatrick. I'm not doing a bunch on this tournament, not playing a bunch of matchups. I will play guys to finish top 10. But Fitzpatrick, 25-1. I took Jeff Sherman's tip there on Pearson Coody. Coody is a good young player who's going to win, and when he wins, it's going to be at a big number. And I got him at 60-1 this week out at the Red Rock, and also Justin Rose at 55-1. So that's how I played on the Arnold Palmer.
Very good. Best of luck tonight and this week as well, Matt. Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Okay, you bet. Thanks.
Thank you.
Up next, our best bets. We'll recap the betting from last night and give you our in-pocket plays. And a team in action tonight, again, with some serious home-road splits. Find out that team next.
Now serving the entire cafe right from your countertop with a Ninja Luxe Cafe. Espresso, drip coffee, cold brew. If you can crave it, you can brew it. No barista badge required. Barista Assist technology handles the hard parts. Grinding, weighing, brewing, so you can take the credit. Top it all off with velvety, dairy, or plant-based microfoam. Hot or cold, all hands-free, naturally. You bring the craving. You bring the company. We'll bring the cafe. And maybe the bragging rights. Now serving the Ninja Luxe Cafe. Shop now.
algorithm to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right. Should have swept the board last night. Lafayette bleeped the bed in the second half, losing to a bad Holy Cross team that only had 10 wins. UNLV plus 8.5, won by 27. Incredible. And Utah State leaking oil. A go against for the rest of the season. Lafayette blew a 6-point halftime lead and lost. Monmouth was fantastic, had 52 points at the half and carved up Northeastern. TCU plus 8.5 outright. Beat Texas Tech.
Great night, Paul.
Bad spot. Ottawa, Edmonton over 6.5.
I can't believe I didn't tell you on that.
That is now 11 in a row. There have been 7 goals or more scored in an Oilers game. And that got over early in the third period. And Tankapalooza came in. The 16 parlay, plus 130 in that range. That hit. Going to come right back with that tonight. Not as many teams, though. Let's keep it going. Now we're talking. It's getting fun in college basketball. And it starts tomorrow with a lot of day games. The pending futures, Santa Clara, no tournament. Miami of Ohio, no. That was plus 320. SEC, more bids, minus $2. That's at Caesars Will Hill. According to Joe Lenardi, they are now even after Auburn has been out and Ohio State played their way in. Chet Holmgren under points. I'm with Doug Kazarian on that one. Liked it anyways. We've talked about it all week. This line is already up at DraftKings, your Big Boy Friday on ESPN2. Can Miami of Ohio complete the undefeated regular season? Take Ohio plus 5.5 at home. May not be a home game. See what happens if Mitch's source is right. Fordham money line. I mentioned it several times on the show. Apologies, the game's already started. It's 18-12 LaSalle. Come on. LaSalle's awful. Fordham's won 4 of 5. And the Tankapalooza parlay. Portland money line. Clippers money line. Sixers money line. $1.20. Going against these awful teams that have no incentive or reason to win in the NBA. Good luck.
Great night, Pauly. Go get him again tonight. Good night here as well. For the show, what did we go? Combined like 10-1 yesterday? Yeah. Something like that.
There you go.
The Sadiq Bay prop got there last night over 16.5, minus 105. Both bets on A&M. Now, that was looking dicey. They were down, I think, 30-18 first half. And after that, they just absolutely blitzed Kentucky. And that was a fun one because they eventually cashed the first half at minus 120 and the game minus 125. Both bets got there with Alabama and Georgia over 180.5. That was a winner. And it landed 186. So I'll take over 185.5 at plus 144 as well. New plays. Depending, some teams here to make the Final Four. Virginia, the Johnnies, Arkansas. Dominican Republic to win the World Baseball Classic at plus 460. And Merrimack to win the MAAC at 3-1. Okay, tonight and this week, mentioned this last hour, golf. McElroy, top 10, 2 units, plus 105. McElroy, 1 unit, top 5, plus 210. Half a unit to win at 10-1. Fleetwood, top 10 at plus 175. Detroit Mercy's down to a pick'em here in Las Vegas at the Westgate, minus 109. Does she?
Don't get it.
Going against the Steam? Doesn't make sense.
I am the Steam.
I'm taking them. I'm betting them. I think they sweep the entire season series there. And Robert Morris is 3.5. Adam Burke's picked to win this conference. They're one of the best covering teams in the entire league at home, minus 120. And I just played this one as well. I got to get there. SMU minus 115 against Miami on the money line. That game's starting soon.
Got to have it.
They have to have it. The home road splits with this SMU team. Bonkers. The first game in the ACC this year, they beat North Carolina by 14. They go on the road for 2 at Clemson, at Duke. They lost both. They come back home. They beat Vatech. They lost a close one to Virginia. Eventually, they go on the road. They lost to Louisville. They beat Notre Dame at home. Lost at Syracuse. Come back home. They beat Louisville again. They beat Boston College. It was a West Coast road trip last week, and they lost to both California and Stanford. And I got to have a game where this team is much better at home than on the road. I'll take SMU on the money line tonight at minus 115.
You're betting college hoops. Now's the time to get your edge. Get the VSiN Pro access through May 1st, just $29.99 with the Hoops Mania special. Every best bet, every host, every guest, the real-time betting splits, AI-powered prop tools, full access to every VSiN show on demand, and the March Mania betting guide, team breakdowns, betting trends, strategies, picks. If you're planning to bet hoops, VSiN Pro gives you a real edge. Sign up now, vsin.com/subscribe. Everything you want, incredible breakdowns by Burke and Cohen on every conference tournament. vsin.com. Get the Hoops Mania special. vsin.com/subscribe. I'm even more intrigued this year with the Northeast Conference tournament, which the quarterfinals are tonight, with this Lemoyne Mercyhurst angle, which if you missed it, Mercyhurst and Lemoyne are the 3 and the 4 seed.
Yep.
They both are ineligible, but they are still allowed to participate in the conference tournament. If they meet in the championship game, you get a do-over with the teams in the semifinals, and to determine who gets the automatic bid, because the 3 and the 4 seed are ineligible. This is the all-time nuts.
Yeah.
This is all-time nuts out of all the scenarios. Not two. Two can be, usually it's 1. Or sometimes it's a 1 seed for whatever reason that was ineligible. But 2, and if they both meet in the title game, bonkos.
Wasn't it St. Thomas last year or the year before?
Yeah, it was.
Might have been the best team in the conference, but they couldn't.
Yeah, and they lost to Nebraska-Omaha. But
Yeah.
Nebraska-Omaha was already in because the St. Thomas thing. And then
Right.
Bellarmine 1 year was one of them. It's the dumbest rule in sports.
Oh, it's one of them for sure.
Yeah.
What are we talking about tomorrow on the show if the Charlotte Hornets go to Boston and win tonight?
No, then it's real. It's not about, are they just a playoff team? It's, can they do some damage once they get in? Now, the tough thing is even though they're awesome in this 19-2 run with the starters, the starting 5, which is so good, the 14-4 start killed them in terms of a
4 and
seed.
14.
4 and 14. Yeah. They could still catch the Sixers, I guess. They're only 3 back. Philly's the 6. But you're going to likely draw Boston or Detroit in the first round. So I wouldn't want to play them. It'd be tough out. But I would love to see them if they could get like a 6 seed or a 5 seed, something like that. But this is real if they can win this game tonight.
They went to Oklahoma City in early January, and they won 124-97. That's their best road to the win of the year. And by the way, Shea played in that game. He played 30 minutes. Chet played in that game. Dort was in the game. Jalen Williams was there for the game. They went to OKC and won by that big of a margin. They went to Denver and won 110-87.
Yeah.
They won at the Lakers, blew them out 135-117. Twice they've gone to Orlando and just completely killed them this year. I would love it. This Boston team's awesome. What a great story. And I think you're right. I think Missoula and everybody else here, like Kelly Bidlin, Zach Cohen talking about it, Hardwood Handicappers, that Missoula is worth a bet to win Coach of the Year. I think that's a good approach.
Yep.
I think he can pull this off.
I would love to see the Knicks put OKC in a headlock tonight, too. That'd be great. Number one, the
From
Spurs,
a Knicks standpoint or from,
Spurs, Both. Spurs could gain a game.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Try to catch them. And also, if this Knicks defense is real. Just sometimes you have a team's number. That's so impressive what they've done against Toronto, how they've owned them. Every time Toronto made a run last night, the Knicks responded and said, okay, get away, go, shoot, get out.
I know the league's been like this forever, but, man, players sit out so often now. They do the load management. They don't like the back-to-backs. If you just thought about what a league would look like if we had like 58 games and none of these teams would play back-to-back, both teams are on a back-to-back now tonight. That happens all the time in the league. And I wish they would have like a schedule of play 3 or 4 nights a week. That's it. And all these teams are going to have nights off in between games for the travel. And I mean, we have 8, 9, 10 teams basically in full tank mode for more than half the season. That's not a good league. You can't have that happen.
Well, it's unprecedented because of the draft, but changes are coming. So
Do you trust Silver to figure it out?
Yeah, because he's already on it, and he knows how big of an issue this is.
Yeah, you said the other day, that was a pretty strong comment. He might go down as one of the worst commissioners we've had.
Yes.
I thought he was off
to... I think he's worse than Bud Selig.
You say that right now?
I think it's close. It's close. And I thought Selig was the worst.
Oh, he was a complete dope.
He rolls over for the players. He's made a lot of key mistakes, and he came out smoking and firing with the lifetime ban of Sterling.
Yeah. Well, he came out red hot, man.
I mean, how many things? I can go down a laundry list of this never would have happened under David Stern, and I can just run them all down. And what teams do with the tanking and how it's a big problem is top of the list.
Stay tuned. VSiN Primetime next. Matt Brown, Mike Somich, 4 hours. They're going to take you through the live betting night. That leads into Dustin Sweetelson cashing out at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Wake up tomorrow. VSiN by the books early, 7 a.m. Eastern. And best of luck with your bets tonight. We'll see you.
Now serving the entire cafe right from your countertop with a Ninja Luxe Cafe. Espresso, drip coffee, cold brew. If you can crave it, you can brew it. No barista badge required. Barista Assist technology handles the hard parts. Grinding, weighing, brewing, so you can take the credit. Top it all off with velvety, dairy, or plant-based microfoam. Hot or cold, all hands-free, naturally. You bring the craving. You bring the company. We'll bring the cafe. And maybe the bragging rights. Now serving the Ninja Luxe Cafe. Shop now.